Good morning, Bueno. How we doing?
Let's
Good morning,
go,
good
baby.
morning. Good morning, good morning. What's up, fellas?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. How you guys doing over
Shoot, man. Just trying to do as good as you, man.
there?
How's everything going, sir? How you feeling with the new season and all that? We're big fans of Bueno around here, man. The excitement you bring, the energy to the room every time. How's everything been going, man?
Everything's going good, man. I mean, it's not the ideal start to the season for the Cyclones. I actually came out. I've been dealing with some pain in my lower back, man, like a little muscle strain.
Okay.
Starting out the season, it was a little rough, but I think that we're bouncing back this week. This last week, earlier this week, yesterday, the day before, we came out with a big win over the Chargers. So that was I think we're starting to get we're starting to gel a little bit, and get our thing together. Hopefully it's a move in the right direction and we can keep the momentum behind us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. Look at you. Hold on, let me pull this up. You guys are currently. I know we still got another match this week, but you guys currently in second place, right behind those defending champs Chargers. So.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that we got off to a weaker start than I think that we're capable of. A much weaker start. I think that we got a very, very good team. Ignaki is a huge
He's playing well.
Yeah, and he's one of the kind of guys that once he starts getting hot, man, like it's hard for anybody to stop him. He's a very much a momentum kind of player, and he's getting that momentum. Don't let us get hot,
That's right. That's right. Give us a chance, baby. Let's go.
You know what's crazy is it looks like with this new format, if someone who doesn't know this, they just looking back, wow, those Warriors, they must suck. But it's like, no, they got 5 ties. That means they were equal with but they're a good team. They just can't get over the hump on some of these matches, which is crazy. But how do you like this new format? Instead of doing the points for the rankings, you do the wins, and obviously you get a lot of ties. And also with doubles and singles counting as 1 point each now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you just took a pretty good perspective to it. With saying that the Warriors actually tied 5 times. That's actually not a perspective that I had considered, and that's a pretty it's accurate.
Yeah.
So it's interesting though to me because I haven't done the math, and I don't know if it is even possible for somebody who like if we follow last season's format, where would the standings fall? Would it fall this exact? I don't know if it would fall exactly the same or if it would fall in somebody else's favor or not. It is a little bit more difficult now, I think, because if you had some strong doubles teams and doubles teams were 1.5 points,
right.
You could overcome a point differential barrier. I think a little bit easier than the way it is now, because the way it is now, it doesn't matter if your doubles teams are better than your singles players.
Right.
It's kind of very even, and you have to win the day to get a point, or you have to tie. It's not even like if you won 2 doubles games last time, that was 3 points added to your team. Now, you win 2 doubles games and you lose everything else. You
still lose 4-2.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
yeah, appreciate you playing. Yeah, 100%.
I kind of like this format because we could be like a month left in the season, and some
still wide open.
Like the Devils, Warriors, they could just get hot, and they don't even have to get hot. They just got to get enough to win one of the matches, and then they could just win
right
4 in a row. You're jumping right up the standings and into the playoffs.
Because you look at the team, talk about that Devils team, like last season, they had a lot of injuries early on in the season, did fall kind of behind, and by the time they got everybody healthy, they were so far back they couldn't really even catch up, man. I like this format because I think it keeps it all bunched up there. You only got to get in the top 4 to have a shot at this thing. So I like that because I think it's going to make it compete all the way down to the last match, man.
Actually, I don't disagree with that. I think that that's interesting. I think it keeps the first place team from running away with it a little bit more, but then also too, I think it keeps it like the format before kept it interesting because every single point mattered. Even if your team was losing the game day in a tight situation, like towards the end of the season, you still need to win, because if it's the last match and you guys already lost the game day, even if it's a tight situation, that match is not as important as if you needed that 1 point or 1.5 point, but it's interesting to see how it plays out the way that you guys considered it is interesting, because it's true. It does keep the first place team from running away with it, because the first place team to run away with it now is a lot more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, the Renegades, they got out hot last season, and
They were up by
there was
like
never
30
a
points
doubt.
or something. Yeah, for
There was never a doubt.
It's true, and the flip side, like how you were mentioning the Devils, like they were so far behind that it is hard to cover that like huge point differential, like and jump out that far up ahead.
Especially
But
when you said if you some team could have really good doubles on their
exactly,
team, and that right there would get you 3 points no matter what you did the rest of it. If you had two good doubles pairings. Speaking of which, I hate when sports like college football does this when they change how the game is played when it comes to like overtime or the playoffs. So like college football, it's like just play the whole field. Instead, they do this thing from the 25-yard line or whatever, or 20-yard line, and
25.
they cut the field, they shrink the field down. It's like we've played the whole game or the whole season this way, and then we get to the playoffs and we change it and it's different, like overtime rules and stuff like that in the NFL.
yeah.
And so it's like you play singles and doubles all season, and then it's just doubles in the playoffs. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of scratching my head at that. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that, Bueno?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's I think because it makes everybody get on the court.
Okay. Okay.
And seeing how good the team actually plays together as a team.
Aspect. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
I think
You ain't
that's
got your Goshieri going out there stealing one and things like that. Everybody got to be able to play and make some plays.
It's true, and you got to be able to be a team player. You can't just be a one-man show. So I think it has a little bit to do with that. I like that. And also too, like it's hard. Singles is tough in this team aspect, like because you got 6 matches. If you put a singles in there, you are going to take away another person's doubles. The one thing that I did like before was that the first place team, that there was 5 matches, and that the first place in the playoffs there was 5 matches, and the first place team would get to pick which doubles match didn't get played, which is
yeah.
And you also get to pick who plays in overtime if you go to overtime, right?
And you get to now, that before too, but before there was no overtime. There was, there was an odd number of matches, and other team got to pick which match they didn't want to play.
Okay, cool. Okay, so they've done a couple different tweaks in this now.
Exactly, the higher seed got to pick that. I think that's a very good advantage.
There should be some kind of advantage to the team that winds up being number 1 and played top level all season long. There should be some kind of advantage there.
And I think that is like a very good advantage. I think that's probably one of the fairest, best advantages that you could give a higher seed, because what else other can you do without it being?
Although I will say, it was from an entertainment standpoint, it was very exciting that last season came down to the sudden death, and I like it's one set. We got one set. We're not
Let's play, baby.
one set. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, man, because we about fell out of our chairs the other day when we looked at y'all's matchups in your game, and you was only playing one match, I think, that night. So you said you've been dealing with some lower back stuff going on. How's that starting to feel? What happened to you, and how you starting to feel better, man?
Yeah. No, I'm feeling better now. I think it was just a small muscle strain. I take good care of myself, so it's not something that that shouldn't go away. I always do like physical therapy and all that kind of stuff. I stretch out all the time and stuff. So it should go away, and it is going away slowly. But no, I was only playing one match because that's what I was on the schedule for last season. Like prior to last season, when everybody had to scratch out of the program, I had to play matches because I was covering for other people. But we
thought you was gonna start wearing cestas on both hands, bro.
That was fun though, man. I actually play better like that. I play better, or I feel better, and I play better when I'm just playing all the time and I'm constantly in motion. But I think that it was a small break that we had now in the winter. And I kind of just took it easy, and then I came back into full motion. I kind of just strained my back a small bit. I haven't been I could play through it. Is the real thing. It's just it's very tender the next day. That's all it is.
Right.
So
I do like this new season where they're starting earlier and stretching the season out longer. I feel like for injury wise, where you don't have those weeks where you got 2 matches in a week. That way, if you need to take a week off and recover or whatnot, you're not missing 2 matches. So I actually do like, and selfishly I like it because we get more highlight.
Right.
It stretches itself out.
We're selfish fans around here, man. You got to make the long term too, man. Because like I said, you don't want to get yourself in a spot where you're not feeling great when you get closer to playoff time right there. So you're just kind of tuning up toward that.
It's true. And it's ironic because it actually worked in our favor the way that you were just talking about, because we played on Monday and then we didn't play until the next Friday. So I had a chance to take almost 2 weeks off.
Right.
And almost get to 100%. So it was it actually worked out in our favor.
All right, man. I love that, dude.
Yeah, that's great. This season it's been exciting. It's been pretty. We sit here and we preview every game. Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. And I swear, every time I look at the card, I don't look at it until we pull up the stream, or until we're on stream doing it. And I'm like, Cricket, we don't have a bad matchup at all in any of these games. It's great. I think with the 6 teams, it really does help keep the competition level like pretty level or pretty even.
Yeah.
And it just seems like you get good match after good match after good match, on paper at least. Obviously, sometimes there things go a different way, but what's been the biggest shakeup with like either your team or the other teams of like, because we had a lot of key players, I feel like, switch teams this season. We had our guy Benny. Benny's on a new team now. He's bringing that championship mentality over to the Devils.
That's right.
Yeah.
Benny's
What's
my
up?
boy.
What's been the biggest change for you?
I mean, for me, like nothing really changed. I stayed frozen in the same kind of division on the same team. But I mean, and also I'm not playing with Manu this season. That's one of probably the other things that changed for me. But as far as like what you're talking about, the league in general, and it changed a lot because we had an influx of players that came in and some players that left. And the draft, the way that the draft was lined up this year, it kind of made it very interesting for everybody. So, because some of the, higher performing teams were got later rounds picks. So we ended up having early round picks. Some of the other teams had early round picks that made a big difference in the layout of the teams. And also too, a bunch of people had draft predictions that nobody predicted what happened in this draft. This draft was very, very like it was a stamp in highlight history.
Okay, yeah, man. Okay, we love that, dude. Historic. Well, you talk about some of these new guys that have come in. I want to ask you about them, man, because we've been keeping an eye on Arutia and Lalu. And those guys, really, we felt like they were kind of disrespected. We don't talk to y'all about the bet odds and all that stuff, but when you look at that stuff, they were kind of getting disrespected as big underdogs in their early matches, but they were showing up to play, man. And I feel like Lalu and Arutia, they're 2 guys that are up and coming in this league, man.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, yeah, man, they're good players. That's what my dad does. My dad like scouts highlight players, and
Yeah, you were telling us that last time, man.
So I'm privy to know people that not know before they come that they're coming, but like know who's out there and know like who's really good out there, who's considered good, and they're good players. They're considered very good players, and they're performing. So I mean, one of the things that maybe had counted them as an underdog is that the court is different. But these guys have experience playing on a big court, with the, so they're not like the transition for them is going to be, and they also too, they've been playing for a very long time. They've
right.
been, so they know what they're doing. The transition is not going to be, and there's like fuel now. You got fuel, like you got people who want to come and play and like that want to compete, over here.
Yeah.
And
the game's growing, man.
Yeah, so so like they're enthusiastic about playing here and playing in this season. They want to, like they're playing with a little chip on the shoulder that they have something to prove.
Exactly, man. Come in, you the new kid on the block and all that. Got a little something to prove there. They're doing it right now, man. They're playing well.
One of the biggest changes I was interested in before the season started, and it has been very interesting to watch, was seeing the separation between Gaucher and Arats not being on the same teams, not being that powerhouse double partners anymore. And then Arats, I felt like, was getting disrespected early in the season, where Kirk was just mentioning the betting lines. He wasn't a big underdog in a lot of his single matchups, and I'm like, I don't agree with this. And it seems like everyone's kind of caught up and said, oh yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, they wanted to see him do it with that big bro out there, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I will say that the chemistry is definitely different. The way that they, that without them being on the same team. But Arats definitely is handling it well. He's handling it. I don't want to say better than I thought because I didn't really think anything. I didn't really know what to expect. But also too, he is handling it very well. And he's performing good.
I want to ask you about this. You just said the chemistry. One of the things that we were focusing on to start the season is being cautious with some of these new players on new teams, new doubles partner. Since you've been around High Life for so long, is there times, obviously it takes some of these guys, these doubles partners. They might be good by the end of the season. You know, it takes them a little while to figure out the style of play. We've had, like Benny came in and said when he plays with Hyro now, Hyro likes to throw it at one spot. So he had to adjust a little bit to know that that's where it's going every single time. Are there times though when guys are new that you could just see, like two guys first time playing together, and you're like, oh, they've just got natural chemistry. Like it's not going to take them long to figure it out.
Well, I mean, you know, Benny and Hyro is probably like the perfect couple to say that about, man, because Benny and Hyro are very conservative players, and they both catch very well, and they both do what they do very, very well, and they don't play outside of their game very well. So, I mean, that's kind of a couple right there that I say, like, you know, like from day one, when I know that when they play, because they play together in some of our practices when we play, you know, pelota, but they're very, very good together, and you know that right away. I don't know, man. I'd actually be a little bit selfish for thinking of myself here and say that I think like me and Manu, man. I think that me and Manu.
Let's go. We love that, bro. Beat your chest, man. Beat your chest.
Honestly, you know, I even like I told Manu one time, I was like, I had like before the draft happened and I came to the Cyclones, I was on the Warriors before. And like before he was on the Cyclones, and before the draft, like on the off season, not before the draft, but like in the off season, I told him, I was like, man, you know, I'd really like the opportunity to play with you one day, man. You know, you're a great player, and like and you make your partner better. Like not everybody, like not all great players make their partner better.
Right, 100%, man, 100%.
So, you know, and I told him that, and it was ironic that the next season I ended up being picked on the Cyclones and ended up playing with him for, you know, 3 or 4 seasons straight. I played with him, and now this is the first season I'm not playing with him. You know, but he's one of the people that, you know, he's also very easy to have good chemistry with because he's such an easygoing player. He's good.
Chill dude, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't get very like either up or down. You know, like if there's mistakes
even keel.
made, you know, he's okay with mistakes being made. You know, there's a certain level of tolerance, and there, you know, and he just goes about the game very well.
Well, we got a question in the chat over here for you, man. The chat started, they get into this stuff too, man. But he says, username one time's got 2 questions. He says, how many steps before you have to release the ball? And would you think the game be more competitive if we had these sets had to be won by 2? There'll be no 6-5s. You got to win by 2. So what you think about those, man?
I think that's actually, I like that second one. But what's it called? The steps that you have to take, there's I would say 2 or 3. Really, the rule is in one fluid motion. So it's like you can't change direction. You can't like catch.
You got to keep the ball moving in the cesta and all that. Yeah. You can't have it like juggling, right? Because that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to catch it. You got to catch it clean. It has to stay in the basket when you catch it. And as you're catching it, you're making forward progress towards the front wall. So it's kind of one fluid motion. It's not like you catch it and stay still and then throw it. You have to catch it while you're moving to the front wall and throw it in one fluid motion. So I'd say like the most you could take is 3 steps, but it's really like small steps. It's not like steps. It's like times that your feet leave the floor as you're positioning your body.
Bro, y'all make that stuff out there look way too easy. Shout out to Julie and Scott. They sent me and Will. They both sent us both cestas. Mine's right over here in the corner and stuff, man. And I got out in the front yard with my kids, man, trying to throw that around a little bit. Y'all make that stuff look way too easy, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Hey, coming soon to
it's not wide.
We need to have a highlight school, American highlight school, coming soon to a court near you.
Let's go, man. I think Benny's Bueno's gonna be the chancellor of that thing, man. Bueno and Benny running the school of highlight.
Let me be coach. I'll be coach.
Yeah, man.
That's right. That's right.
We're looking at the funding. That's where we're
yeah. And I want to ask you about a guy too, man. I like this guy. And I've asked you other guys about it because I've just learned about the taxi squad that's going on. Where if you get somebody injured, you can bring somebody up that day. I like that guy Joseph, man.
Yeah,
I like that cat. He played a great game. He got called up a couple weeks ago, and he played a great game. Wound up having the point to kill the match and win the set and all that stuff. And that man did a standing backflip right in the middle of the court, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Boy, he's got as much energy as you do, man.
That's my boy, man. Yeah, he's good, man. He's been part of the roster since 2019, and that's when he learned how to play. He's an American highlight player that had no experience in the game prior to that. So I tell him all the time, and I tell people that like that American highlight players, we don't got it easy, man. We're the underdogs. We came, we're the have-nots, So to see him being able to keep up with the roster as it's growing and as it's becoming more competitive, man, it's something that he should be proud of, and and the program should be proud of.
I loved his energy, man. Is it do y'all's interviews right after the matches and stuff? And he was like, man, I'm just trying to show I belong. I just want to be out here. I want a spot on somebody's team. We got to talk to Julie and Scott. I want Joseph in here, man. I want to interview with Joseph. I like that guy, man.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Um,
He does have good energy though.
Bueno, we just had in the hockey world a really cool, their all-star break. I don't know if you caught any of it. They decided to do this Four Nations tournament instead of doing an all-star break. Did you see any of that?
Nah, I didn't catch it.
Well, one of the things that happened in it was, hockey. There's fights sometimes in hockey.
Yeah.
The first time the USA went up to Canada and to play the Canadians, they booed our national anthem. And so what happened was our players at the start of the game, there was 3 fights in 9 seconds, and they just threw down, and it really set the tone. And then the USA ended up winning 3-1 in that match. Is that something that Highlight needs? Do we need to get guys out there before the match
Hey,
and
listen.
just start throwing down? Or
I'll tell you this. Between that and winning by 2, I think my chances get better.
I feel like if you got the cesta on one hand, it'd be interesting, man. Because most of these people, I got a feeling most of y'all are right-handed. You cesta on your right hand. Now it'd be Goshieri. I think he's left-handed because that man throws the ball sometimes left-handed. I'm like, damn, it'd be a major advantage for those guys that were left-handed and didn't have the cesta on their dominant hand.
Yeah. He is actually left-handed. That's funny that you right.
I seen him throw when I seen him get pissed off in a match, and he grabbed the ball and he just like threw it at the wall, and I was like, that guy's got to be left-handed. That looked way too pure.
Yeah, he is, and he does. But he's just really good. But there's a couple left-handed players that do have like a good left side, and it's funny how that works. But I do think, to answer your question, I do think that I actually used to take up the hobby of like martial arts and stuff. So like fighting in the middle of the set, that actually could definitely like raise your chances.
I bet you do a roundhouse off the wall or something, man. Get that, man.
Watch out for Alex. He'll jump off the wall. A little wall kick.
Alex is wiry too, man. He get up there.
Yeah, man. And I like the win by 2. I don't want to let that one slide either. I like the
I like that, dude. I like that, especially at least in the third set. If we got going to the third set and we get there, you should at least have to win by 2 in the third set, I think.
I like
that'd be fun.
Because when we get that third set, we get to 5-5. We've had great highlight back and forth. But that damn match, of course, and it may be this. That match may go for 2.5 more hours or something back and forth.
Right. There has to be a cap. Win by 2 up to 10.
There you go. Win by 2 or first to 10. There you go. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Of course, Bueno likes. He's like,
more highlight, baby. That's right.
We're gonna get into a stamina race. Yeah, I'm in.
That's really why. That's really why.
That's right, baby. I love it, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, the chat is they got great questions, man. They got great questions. I'm just looking to see if we got any more from them. Well, who do you guys got up next? I guess I could pull up your schedule.
Yeah, pull it up because I know we're playing on Monday, but I'm actually not sure. We don't play until Monday. I know on Friday they got the Renegades playing, and I didn't see who we're playing on Monday.
Yeah, let's see. We got the results up here. Let me pull this up. So this is Friday. We got the Fireballs and the Renegades on Friday, and then
y'all play next Monday. You said, Bueno?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay. So
well, it's not up here. So I guess I got to go to the actual schedule.
Let's see. That's right. That's why I didn't know because they didn't put up the individual matches yet.
Oh, yeah. So we got you and the Fireballs. Looks like Cyclones Fireballs. Woo! Yep. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a pretty good game. Like the Fireballs are one of the teams that actually, like I was telling you about the draft this year, they actually got some of the earlier picks in the draft, like in the rounds, and they made some pretty good, like we were just talking about too, like Arutia and Lalu. They're on the Fireballs, so and they're 2 new players and they play very well. And the team is a good team. So
do you think there's advantage in a spot like this where like they have to play tonight and then they got to turn around and play you guys on Monday where y'all will be rested for over a week there? Do you think there's an advantage there, or would you rather play on Friday and Monday?
It depends. I think that's more not a team thing. I think that's more of an individual play.
Right. Okay.
I play good like on a roll. Like like I like to play on a roll. Like the more you get a break, it kind of breaks it up. Like I like to be on a roll when I'm playing. So for some people they enjoy the break. Some people they feel like they feel rested and stuff. For me, I actually personally like to play like more often than not.
You just want more highlight, bro.
I'll tell you what.
I love this guy.
if I see Goshieri like have a bad, to his standards, have a bad game on a Friday and he's playing on Monday, I don't want to be the guy playing him on Monday.
That too,
he's just stewing all weekend long over it, and he's just gonna come out just fiery on Monday.
He might be that plays better, that adapts to that better, also. So
we always say after watching him last season, we always say, do you know the meme, Bueno, of like the guy playing a video game and then it's like he leans forward to take it more serious?
Like when he's getting beat, he's leaned back, then he leans up and takes it more. We feel like that's Goscieri in every match, man.
He'll lose that first set, and then it's like he starts adjusting the glasses, and it's like, okay. And then you just know he's going to win the next
He wraps the cesta around his hand. It's like it's
okay.
over then, though.
It's time to take this serious. Let's go.
I love it.
We watch you guys. We guys see all you guys' little quirks and stuff out there. It's been fun following along.
It's a lot of fun. We brought Andrew in a few weeks ago that does some play-by-play for you guys. We love Andrew, man. We enjoy it. Like I said, we've really gotten into this, and we are the biggest highlight fans on the planet, I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I'll tell you, it's pretty cool. Like, it's a good community. I think I said this last time. Like, everybody's pitching in and everybody's kind of like, doing their part, man. And, and the highlight community is coming together too. Like, because we just had like a recent event in Dania too, where like, they had the Biscayne Cup over there and they had a bunch of like, people from all over the country and all over the world, like Spain and France and Basque, like players, from all over the highlight community, like actually just get together and watch some highlight, like, so good things are happening in the highlight community, man. And definitely everybody's coming together and pitching in and doing their part, man. And like, and enjoying it at the same time, like, because, everybody's like their own leg of this thing, man. Like, we appreciate like you guys like putting us on, man, like, and having us like, as a part of it.
We appreciate y'all, man. And I want to ask, because I think this is something the NHL needs to do too. I think you need to focus more on like the youth, okay? Get this game more involved in the youth. Are you guys focus on anything maybe down there? But I know it's hard to do because like building these courts all over, it's costs a lot of money to build the courts and all that stuff. But maybe at a place where y'all are at, where you have that available, are y'all thinking about something to maybe get the youth involved, maybe a camp, maybe something like that to get some more kids involved in this to try to grow the game from that level?
There's been a bunch of talk like that. I had talked with Scott, like, the CEO of the casino, about having a summer camp. And, it comes down to like, availability, and stuff. But like, we've spoken about it. And, my son is about to turn 13 years old and he plays baseball on 2 different teams. And there's like, I have
take
like,
the kids and play and stuff, don't you?
They come out and watch me play and I take them out on the court after and they play like handball on the court, for like a little while because we're closing down and everything. But
right.
And they love it, man. Like, they have a really good time on Friday nights. They come on and watch. So, like I agree with you guys 1,000%. Like it's just like, court availability, equipment availability, but also too, a funny thing, in Dania this last weekend, there was there's a highlight video game. It's, I think it's Astro Crows or something like that. They're the of it. And like, and they have like a video game, but that's like it's not like a video game at home, it's like an arcade video game. And they had a box out there, and like I think that like I think I might have said this last time too, because I say to everybody I ever speak to that that we should make a highlight video game, that's the fastest way to get it in the hand, because you don't need to build courts, you need to make a game and
so people can learn the rules.
Exactly, and make it available to people, and then you tie that in with the fact that they can watch live highlight from wherever they are. They play it on their phone. They can on PS4 or Xbox.
Dude, I love that, bro. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and then they can watch it live, and then they're gonna be like, oh wow, this is really cool. Where can I do this? That's another hurdle that we cross when we get there.
Yeah, man. No, I like that, bro. I do. I think that because the NHL and like highlight, look at these sports are trying to grow their brand and everything. I think a focal point should be the youth, man, and getting more youth involved, because that just creates the next generation of professional players there.
I couldn't agree more, especially American players, because they have like, highlight academies overseas, like in the Basque Country and in Spain and France. They don't have any of that here. Like and it's not, I'm telling you, like the kids like it. They just the kids are like anything.
They gotta have a chance to play though, man.
It's the truth. That's the truth.
Okay. I like it, man. I like it. I think we're taking steps in the right direction, Will.
Well, we'll keep doing our part here. We'll keep covering it, talking about it, get more eyeballs on it. And hey, Bueno, if you want, now we did this for Benny last season, and we invited him on all the way through the playoffs, and he ended up winning the whole thing. I'm not saying it was us, but I mean, it didn't hurt. All right, it didn't hurt. So if you guys make the playoffs and you want to come on, we can be your little good luck charm if you want.
I'm here, man. I'm here. You guys know how to get a hold of me, man. You guys let me know, and I'm here, man. I'm here for it.
Absolutely, bro. We appreciate you, man. We really do. We enjoy bringing you in here, your energy and stuff. You get me fired up, man. I'm gonna go run around the house a couple times while I get done with this interview, man.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You guys and the chat, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate the questions too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend, and good luck next week. We'll be watching you on Monday.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys.
Good luck, brother. Take care now. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, see you guys soon, man. Take it easy, guys.
All right,
later.
Brother.